Sometimes you really want to be. What's up, TRESHO9 people? So, I've been doing the live shows and not doing recorded shows. I've been posting and recorded shows on audio podcasts. I need to do that. I know. Stop judging me. But today I wanted to jump on and talk about doing it for love. Doing it for love. Just what does that mean? We want to bring back, as a man, as an alpha male, if you will. I know some people don't believe in that, but you know what? Whatever. But as a man, I just believe that it's time for us to take that word back, love. It's time for us to. It's not a sissy word. You dig? Um, I don't love women, and I don't love my wife, or I'm not with my wife for any other reason because of that, because of love. And specifically, as when I do things, I don't want to do things because it pleases her, just to please her, just to get penetration. If it's talking about sex, I'm not going to do certain acts just because society and the world says do these certain acts. I'm not a fucking robot. You dig? And either are you. And once you realize you're not a robot, then you can really begin to live. I was a quick story. Yesterday was, what was it, Friday, and it was the end of the day. We had movie night, and I was doing some studying while the kids were watching television. And it dawned on me. I had this moment when I watch TV. I watch TV very differently than probably most people. Probably majority of the people. I look at it very differently because I understand what's going on in the background. That's just my gift. That's how I came into this world, is with lots of understanding and to gain lots of understanding. I didn't necessarily come with all the understanding, but I understood that I need understanding to be able to operate in my gift that I have. Now, I watch television very differently. So when I'm watching television, I see the characters on the TV, and it's this perpetual. It's like, what's that one word when people, the propaganda? Okay, they give you this propaganda. They want you to. The guy is always shy and timid and weak, and yet he's this new age guy. He's the guy who's the feminist guy. I've seen people that wear I'm a feminist as a guy. And men, I'm gonna go with my belief and what a teacher told me in college. She really said it straight, because to me she was a true feminist. And this is how she defined herself and the movement that she was in, and that she walked in feminist, the start of feminism, as far as what it was. And she really is actually against it, but with lack of better terms, she needed the class to understand what she was talking about. So she used the language of the class. But what she said is this: she goes, as women, the workforce, the structure of the workforce is built by men. We all know that. That's not a secret. And that's not a problem. That's just what it is. And she said the thing is that along with the structure and the industrial systems and the mainframes and all the major structure, all of the grids and the underground this and the tunnels and the what is our world is built on, right? Till this day, the men also had to go to war at that particular time. they were also going to war, so they were being drafted and whatnot. My grandfather being one of those men. And there was still a need. Ford needed factory, Detroit needed to build all these engines and blah, 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 all this stuff. And she was like, she had said, it was, what do we do? We have a decision to make. There is a fork in the road. We have a decision to make. What are we going to do? Are we going to let our men down? Okay. Are we going to let our men down? Or are we going to say, while they're away at war, let's learn this path, this learning curve. Okay. We're going to have to learn this. We don't have a lot of time, but so who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? Right. So they learn how to be riveters and they learn how to work in factories and whatnot. And they stepped up to the plate because they had to, because they wanted to. They wanted to be behind their men. Where are those women at? What in the world? I feel so, I'm trying to tell you as an older gentleman, I'm warning the millennials. I promise you on this one. Do not believe everything that these people are telling you in the mainstream. Anyway, where are the women that are going to back their men? Like where are those women? I mean, do women even want to know men nowadays? That's my question. My goodness gracious. Do women even care? I asked a girl, I wouldn't even say a woman. She's far from a woman. She was doting on her man and how well her man knew her. Why is that? Is because he's trying to learn. He wants to learn how to, he wants some pussy. That's what he wants. So, you know what I'm saying? That's really what he wants. And she's like, oh my God, he loves me so much. And this is so amazing. Oh, no, he just wants your pussy. And he's probably having a side chick on the side, flirting and whatnot, and not telling you because he doesn't have the balls to do that. But he knew everything about her. And I asked her, so why is the relationship so amazing? And she's like, oh, because he just knows, like when we order, he orders for me, this and that. And so she wanted him and she liked him doing all these things. And I said, well, what about you? What do you do for him? Besides your body, besides your pussy? Like, what do you do for him? What value do you bring to the table? What value do you bring to the table? And she was like, crickets. And what she did was she went and she started to talk, because that's what the normal thing to do is to answer the question. You want to talk. All she did, she literally, I'm not even exaggerating, she just repeated what she previously said. And I said, stop. You just told me all the things that he did for you and what he knew about you. And I'm asking you, like, do you understand? I'm asking you, human, what do you know about him? What do you do for him? She's like, well, and then she changed the subject. And I say, there's the problem. You don't want to get to know him. You have no interest, right? You have no interest in wanting to get to you. So the things that he wants and who he is, you don't even know. You have no idea. So what he does is he goes off and goes, well, I can't tell her what I want because she doesn't listen. And maybe I've already told her what she wants, what I want, but she doesn't really care. She hasn't done it. And it's like dealing with a kid at this point in time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start another relationship on the side and not really let her know. So I'm going to go off from here. I'm going to go off on there. I'm going to act like I care. And maybe even like go on vacation with her because she wants to go on vacation. We want to go here. We want to go there. We want to have all these distractions, have fun. Girls just want to have fun. Not a problem. But if that's all you're living for, that's a problem. And he's going to start a relationship online, maybe looking at Instagram. You're not going to know when you come around. He's going to hide that. And you're going to be like, what are you looking at? Oh, nothing. You know, he probably has a secret Instagram that you don't know about. And yeah, not cool. Men that lie are weak. Men that lie are weak. Straight up. Straight up. Now, here's where I'm coming from. Do it for love. Okay? Do it for love. The man guides the relationship. I don't know if you noticed this. The man guides a relationship, right? I'm talking about, you know, a male and a female relationship. I don't know any other relationship. I don't know anything about any other relationship. But the man should be guiding the relationship in the direction that is best for both parties, for the both people, the people in the relationship. And if he has children, same thing. Guide the children accordingly. And when he is out in the world hunting, right? He's doing his hunting, right? His work, right? Maybe he is actually hunting. Maybe he is out there. I don't hunt necessarily. I don't actually eat meat, but I love relationships and I hunt relationships. I'm always on the hunt. I'm always networking all the time, learning and failing and failing and learning and failing and failing and failing and failing. And you know, that's what it is. So when we're doing these things, when we're doing these things, let's not do it just for the pleasure, trying to please her also. Let's do it to entertain ourselves, and then in our entertainment, in our quest for power and success and purpose, in our drive and our journey and purpose, then we will begin to penetrate and we'll begin to interact with her a lot different. Okay. So these are my findings. When I first got married, I actually want to read you this. This is from a book that I read frequently. I read it every day. And in chapter 9, verse, I was playing, do it for love. This is chapter 9, though. The way a man penetrates the world should be the same way he penetrates his woman, not merely for personal gain or pleasure, but to magnify love, openness, and depth. All right. When I first got with the heaters on, and it's kind of hot in here, but I can't get up because I'm doing this podcast in my underwear. I guess I could. Who doesn't matter, but I'm not going to. When we first got together with each other, I was a complete, if you will, simp. I was a beta male. You dig? I was that guy who really acted out my fears. So all my fears and insecurities, I would just act out on those and live through those. And I saw the frustration of my woman. Okay. Every relationship starts off beautiful. It's just beautiful. We're going to travel together. Oh my gosh. It's going to be like a whole nother openness to intimacy because we're traveling together. Oh my gosh. This is so amazing. Like we're seeing all these things together and we're like learning and blah, 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 blah. All right. All good. But where's the depth? Okay. Where's the depth? It wasn't there. It wasn't there. I didn't know how to open my mouth. I didn't know how to pursue her every single day. Most men don't. They think because they look at the cookie cutter way of doing things, the cookie cutter, the script. Everybody's on the script. Not me. Fuck the script. Fuck your script. Everybody's on the script. A dinner and a movie. We're going to go on a date. I'm going to pay for her because I'm getting to know her. Huh. I'm going to pay to get to know her but she's not going to pay because I'm being a gentleman. No, not on the first date, honey. Not on the first date. Maybe if she's invested, she's invested, and you're together, boyfriend and girlfriend, maybe. Okay. At that point, then you can do those things. But now when you first meet her, you're like, oh, okay. And if that's your choice, that's your choice. You do whatever you got to do. You dig? I'm not doing that. So anyway, everything's going great. You're the script. You're following the script. You're following. I get here, and then I don't have to do anything else, right? I just have to make sure that I remember her birthday, I remember her anniversary, and Christmas, and all the other dumbass holidays that she wants to celebrate, right? I'll just remember all those and get her all the gifts that she wants. Cool. And you're doing it. Why? Still, you're doing it to get pussy. You're not doing it out of any depth. You're not doing it because you like to provide. You're a provider. You know what I mean? Do it for your purpose. But you're not doing that yet because you're young. You're young and you're dumb. Maybe even you're old and you're dumb. Just because you've been following and reading the same stupid ass script that everybody else is reading. The world system, the system. You're still tapped into that system that has really gotten you nowhere, but you don't see that yet. But that's fine. That's okay. I'm here to be the man, to be the voice of the man. I'm saying all the shit that men are thinking about. Why? Because I talk to them. You know, I know men are, looking at other things and they're flirting with this and they're flirting with that and they're doing this and they're doing that. And, they're making all these different excuses and they're lying. Men are lying. Like that's the pandemic right there, is that men are in deep doo-doo because they're lying all the time. Lying. Why? I don't want to hurt her. I don't want to hurt her. That's bullish. I want to read you a quote. Let's see if I can pull it up quick. Of course, let's see where I was watching a TV show on Netflix called The Great, I think it is. And one of the players in there, he comes from a line of leisure, a man of leisure, the lineage of leisure of men who love music and who live life free, okay, and to their standards. I will always be truthful to you. I accept the danger of it. Woo! I'll end it. Oh, look, I have my light on a clap. It's one of those high. It's a club light, and so it's music goes and it's supposed to flash, and so every time I clap, it changes. I don't like the color. All right. Anyway, I just deleted it. Holy crap! Oh my gosh! Oh, here it is. I will always be truthful to you. I accept the danger of it. What does that mean? That means that you're not going to hold anything back. You're not going to lie. You're not going to lie. You're not going to. I don't like that color. Whatever, dog. You're not going to hold back. You're going to tell the truth. Most men cannot tell the truth because you're scared. You're moving in fear, not courage. You can be afraid. I'm afraid right now, right? There's always things to be afraid of, but have courage. Take courage. Guys, men, take courage, because get your balls back, because you're going to need it. You're going to need it. Where we're moving in this new age, you're going to need it. You're going to need it because women are wanting this. So let me jump back to the story. So as a weak beta male in my first 2 years of marriage, I mean, it was so much time where I ignored her because I just didn't know, man. It was tiring and I had to get out of that. And so I remember talking to her and she's like, Mark, I like men that are assertive. I like men that are men. I like the man's man, right? And so You know, I got the beard and everything to go with it, you know, but I needed the character also to go with that. I needed the real substance to be able to back what I was doing and who I was and what she needed. And through that, I had to find my way because I was like, I'm not a CIA, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a man. I wasn't living with Triple C. I wasn't living like that. I wasn't living. Triple C is cool, calm, and collected. I was very like uh, anxious all the time and hyper, and that's my natural state, and that's totally fine. I use it when I can, you know, when I have to. But it's like she's like, you. I want a man who, you know, makes some decisions. Mark, I was always looking to her. Now, where did that come from? That just comes from me not understanding the dynamics of being raised by a single mom. And once I understood those dynamics and I can heal from that and get out of that. So I no longer have that excuse. I don't make that excuse of, oh, because I had a single mom, I'm like this, and this is how I have to stay like this. Nah, homie. Scratch that. Scratch that. You get to create whatever you want to create. You dig? You get to make whatever you want to make. And last night I had that epiphany while I was watching television. I'm watching these shows and I'm just like, these pathetic men. There is power in being able to be courageous in yourself. There is so much power to be free, to be authentic. Okay? There is so much power in that it when people start to say bad things about you, whether they're true or not, they don't phase you. They don't phase you because you're like, okay, that was minutes ago. I'm not going to allow what happened minutes ago. I mean, if somebody called me right now, if I see a comment over here, or someone called me right now and says, you're a fake, you're a phony, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and done. Boom, gone. I because I built myself. I know my structure. I know what went into that foundation. I know what's going on. I built it. I create it every day. I walk in it every day and I practice it every day. You do certain things that will get you. Part of what it is we're not disciplined anymore as guys. We're like, oh yeah, I like women and I like to watch porn and I like to masturbate and I want a threesome. And it's like, oh my gosh. And then I want multiple women and then I want lots of money and then I want lots of cars and then I want respect and then I want power. Da 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 da. Discipline. Discipline. Get up. Get up. Practice. Get up. Start. You know, you need to get up early. There's some guys out there in IMC Nation that get up at 2:00. I'm not there yet. Straight up, I'm not there yet. However, what can I do? Have I tried it before? Can I get up at 4 or 5? Yeah, I can. Cold showers. I cold showers. What does that mean to me? I hate them. I don't want to do it, but I do it anyway because I like the benefit. The benefit is dope because you feel alive, and I don't do it for any other reason. Like, oh, I'm a man, I could take a cold shower. I actually have very bad skin, like an obscene. It's ridiculous how bad my skin is, and so hot showers. If I take a hot shower, I can only really stand under the water for a hot shower. I can only do a couple minutes because my skin doesn't. I can't do it. The makeup of my body can't do that. And so I have to reluctantly, I have to take cold showers. And years ago, I don't know, gosh, 2014 ish, I had a skin disease, and it ruptured, and it was all. I'm talking everywhere, all over, 100%. If there's skin there, I had it. And imagine that. Okay. Now, don't imagine that now. It's gross. It was gross. For 2 to 3 months, I couldn't lay down. I couldn't take a shower. I was hot and cold at the same time, all the time, hot and cold. I couldn't wear clothes. I couldn't sweat because every time I sweat, all the oils would get in there and it would just itch like profusely. So I slept on all fours, and behind me where my ass is was a heater, and then in front of me was a fan. I think maybe I even had two fans, and I'd prop up a table and I would sleep on all fours, and I would sleep like that for 3 months. And still I had to work. And so then I had gotten this like cream that I would put all over just to go out, and then I'd have clothes on. But sitting in the car was, I mean, it was crazy. Anyway, I say that because that's where I learned that the only time I can take a shower was a cold shower. Is that I can only take a cold shower. That's it. And from there, I was like, okay, I can do this. I hate it. It's very uncomfortable and it's very hard to breathe. And so that's one of the disciplines that I do. Do I do it every day? No. Every time I don't do it, when I don't do it, I feel guilty because it's like, man, I'm missing out on that benefit. What does it do? Well, one of the things that I do that it does is it helps me breathing. So instead of being all hyper intense and all that other stuff, it forces me to be really into the here and now and to be into my body, to really just and to breathe and to breathe and to breathe. And it's one of those things where you just got to do it. So discipline. All right. So you have fear, and how do you combat fear? Is you just do it. You just do it. I'm 44 years old, and I'm in a transitional state because I've never been here before. I've never experienced the success that I've experienced. Now it's very small, and I mean, dealing with businessmen that are making moves, making big boy moves. It's scary because no one actually no one has taught me anything. My family members they taught me so much, and they got me to a certain place, and then I had to learn how to do the rest. And a lot of that is follow through. And doing these exercises like these podcasts, I don't want to do the podcast. To be honest with you, I don't want to. It takes time. If you see all the stuff I got to put up and everything like that, and this doesn't work and that doesn't work, and this over here, like, am I really live? Is it going? Can people hear me? Blah, 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 blah. And it's tiring, to be honest with you. And yet when I think back years ago, I thought to myself, I want to do radio. Radio fascinated me. Being on radio fascinated me so much. Being a DJ fascinated me. So that's what I started doing. I did the DJ part, but I didn't do the radio part because it was like, man, who wants to hear me? Who wants to listen to me? I don't like my voice, this, and that. And so to get into that groove, I started young, man. I started doing simple things. And I don't mean young, well, high school, but I mean started small. So I got in groups where I can talk in public. I can talk in a small group. I've done Toastmasters. And then I started to get in groups that required me to read out loud in the group. I taught myself how to read. Man, I can go on. This can be forever. But I've taught myself how to read because I can read, in my head, but then reading out loud. And why is it? Because I stuttered. So all these different roadblocks I had to overcome. And I did overcome these things by just doing it. I would get in the group and someone would say, who wants to read? I'd be like, fuck, why did I say that? I don't want to read. And I'd be like, I mean, it was bad. It was bad. I mean, to be able to read this was unreal. I will always be truthful to you. I accept the danger of it. And what I had to do is I had to slow down. And then I had to be okay with asking questions. So if I'm reading something, to be okay with, hey, what's this word? I don't know this word. And then they would tell me the word, and then I can learn that word that way. And that's how I learned. That's how I learned to read. Because in school they didn't really take the time, because they were like, "Oh, you're retarded. You're in the what are those classes? The special ed classes." I was in all those classes. I was in I was in all those classes, and I was, where the teacher had to like be with you during playtime and during recess time. I couldn't even be with the regular kids. It was that crazy. It was that bad, and I didn't let that stop me. I didn't. I built a character that I could. I built a character that was true. That was my true self. You dig? And we are distracted. We are distracted by all these stupid things, by trying to get this and trying to get that. And I'm telling you, the millennials out there, you get to create for yourself. You don't need this. You can be sovereign. You can be your own person. And you can be, if you have a hang up, if you are lying, if you can't tell the truth because you're afraid of what she might say, I accept the danger. I accept the danger of everything I say. Straight up, I accept the danger of everything I say. My mom was like, "Why do you have to cuss so much?" I don't fucking know. Does it matter? If I don't, will it get me another success? What will it get me? I've done this. Do it for love. I penetrate my women for love, for openness, for depth, to bring life. It's time to rise up. It's time to rise up. And I learned to preach to myself, if you will, right? I am from the religious background, and I have been a pastor, director of youth for many, 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 many years. I've spent just a lot of time doing public speaking within the church and traveling, and it has really made me who I am, and understand that there is no excuse. There is zero excuse. And when you're able to, I don't know why I did that. I'm stretching. When you are able to act real until you remember, there unlocks a lot of the issues that you're having. There unlocks the issues that you're having, because you get out of your head. See, even right now, I'm thinking there's a part of my mind that goes, "Mark, you don't even have anything. I got this plastic thing over here. I got I'm in an apartment in a slumlord landlord that I got who doesn't want to fix anything. I have to learn how to do this and do that. I do property management and real estate, fairly new. I'm days, months into this thing. I don't have a clue what's going on." But I'm like, okay, act real until you remember. What I love to do is I love to network. So I love to bring people together. You know what I mean? One day, I think the last time I went out to a club, was with my friends. It was 4 or 5 of us. And I think it was in what city? I can't remember what. It was by the Embassy Suites in San Jose, off of 101, something like that. And we got there knowing I was married, and at the time I wasn't in the position that I'm in right now. Still married today, and will always be. Not the way that you think, though, but we'll get into that a lot later. But I guess it is the way you think. But yeah, I guess it's complicated. I don't know. It's not really complicated. It's just different. my views on marriage are very different, because if I were to do it again, I wouldn't marry the state. Men think they're marrying the woman. They're actually marrying the state. Look into it. Do your fucking research. Stop fucking, oh, this is of God. No, it's of the state. Now, if you're talking about, anyway, that's not what we're talking about here. So we're at this club, and there's some single guys there, and there's another married guy there. And I just get in there, and I don't think. I'm not thinking. I'm just being. This is who I am. I hear a song. I hear this, and I just am. You know what I mean? Unapologetically, I just mark. I'm just me. I'm just doing me. So I'm dancing and everything. Like, no one's on the floor. I don't wait for women and this and that and to drink and to get drunk. I maybe have one drink. I don't even drink it. I just kind of look like I'm drinking it. You know what I mean? Set it down, leave it alone, never go back to it. And that's it. You know, and I'm dancing out there. I'm dancing, and, you know, girls are coming around, this and that. And I'm not even looking. My eyes are closed sometimes. You know what I mean? And I'm just having fun. I'm in my own world. You dig? I'm in my own world doing my own thing. And I'm like pulling girls. Girls will want to dance with me. And then what I'll do is I'll get my friends, and I'll get their friends, and I'll literally like, hey, you know, not in a rude way, but, you know, once we've established some sort of a, because it's loud. So we're not, you know, I'm not yelling. You know what I mean? I may be saying this, saying that. I'm just like pulling this. Oh, you dance with her and this and that. This is my friend so-and-so. I got my friends over here. We're doing this. We're doing that. Yada, yada, yada. I love that stuff. I love to network. I was at the tire shop yesterday buying tires, and as I'm walking through, right, the guy next to me, he has his car. I see tools in his car. He looks like he's, you know, kind of rough, and he's got tattoos and everything like that. So I'm like, I wonder if he does construction. I'm in property management. I'm always looking. I never necessarily don't use everything, but I'm always looking for somebody who can do certain things and testing out this and that. And so I make a couple eye contacts with him. I kind of walk around feeling the vibe. And when it's time, we connected at the tire shop, and I said, hey, are you in construction? What do you do? He's like, oh, I'm an electrician. I said, oh, that's awesome. I'm actually looking for an electrician. You know, we're looking for an electrician for one of our sites. Like, cool. Exchange numbers, yada, yada, yada. He tells me all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? We connect. I love that stuff. That's what I'm good at. I'm good at that. You know, the same day I go to my boy's dealership over here on Stevens Creek, and I say, you know what? I'm not getting paid for this per se, but I want to make a little video. One, because I want to help him out. Two, because I want to help myself out. Maybe one, I want to help myself out. And two, I want to help him out. I have my new hobby, if you will. It's not even a new hobby. I've always been doing, but I like how do you say that? Film. How to do film. How do you say that? What's that word? See? Not symmetry. Cinematic. Like movies and different little clips and commercials and stuff like that. So anyway, I made this video yesterday, just on my 10S, and it looks really cool. It was 4K. I shot it in 1080p 60, I think, and then I slowed some parts down, sped some stuff up, and then sent it to him. He's like, dude, that's awesome. You know, it's like, that's crazy. They sell high-end cars, you know, Range Rovers, Teslas, and stuff like that, used cars, just all kind of cool cars that I'm not really into that, but I know other people are, and it's just connecting. And then he was with a buyer there, and I just so happened to be looking at the car, filming it, which brought the buyer over to the car. And it's just connecting. And now he's looking at me like, blah, blah, blah. Okay, see you later, blah, 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 this, and that, yada, yada, yada. I love that stuff. I love connecting. So anyway, and I do it for love. I do it for the love. So what is your love? You know, what do you like to do? Even within my particular job as a property manager, there's certain things that I'm not good at. I am not good at email. I'm like short, quick. Yes, no, yes. I don't know. That I'm quick. I'm about one words. I can't, typing a long, it'd take me a whole hour to type out certain things. And it drives, people in my company mad because it just takes forever for me to do stuff. And I'm just like, let's just talk, let's just meet, let's talk. But I do what I love. I get into like project management also. And so I love doing that stuff and DJing. And everything that I do it all mixes in together. Everything I do mixes in, it all goes together. It's just life. And I don't separate. There's no separation. It's like, if I'm at a party, it's business is always going. It's always going. Because it's just life. It's not business. Like, oh, I don't feel like working today. I don't feel like doing this. I mean, yes, that happens, but you get disciplined and you just do it. You do it for love. And don't be afraid, guys. As I wrap this up here, let's not be afraid. Let's not be afraid. Let's accept the danger that might happen by telling this person the truth. Telling her the truth it's hard. It's tough, I made a huge investment the other day, massive, because it was like more than $1,000. That to me, that's big because I don't really have that kind of money, to be honest with you. But it's like I invested in something, in a tool that hopefully it's going to help me in my endeavors. And so now I'm actually forced to get my money back. I want to get my money back and then some because I have a goal. My goal is to make it's in increments, baby steps, 5, 10, and 20. 5, 10, and $20,000 per month until I die. That's my goal right there. And the next deal that I do, it could be, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, or 20. I'm shooting for 20. And so that's what I put out. It was crazy. In my reflection day, which is Friday, I put out, I'm going to make $25,000. And it seems so impossible. It actually seems really impossible, really, really impossible. But it's like, okay, how can I do that? I don't necessarily know, but I know is let's double down on my strength, And so I say that because, I have to, when I speak to my woman, I don't want to complain to her. I want to tell the truth, but I want to complain to her. I want to say, hey, this is what I'm going through, but this is how I'm dealing with it. Like, this is how I'm fixing this issue here. I'm just letting you know because I may be a little bit aggravated or quiet or just working, and I may not have time for the next X amount of days or months or years. I may not have all that time with you because I need to work. There's goals that I have for my family. I want my family to get out of the rut that they're in. We have been in a position where we're always doing things for other people. And so I want to do it. If I do it for love, then it's like, oh my gosh, this is nice. This is nice. And there's always that one thing that emails are just that one thing I don't want to do. Emails and meetings. Those are the two things I hate because those are the two, they are wastes of time. To me, they're meetings and meeting. Have a meeting on a meeting and a meeting for a meeting and a meeting for a meeting and a meeting for a meeting. And you don't even get any work done. And you're doing emails. You're not getting any work done. Like, I actually have to work. I have spreadsheets that I have things that I need to follow up on. I need to move this number over here and that person over here and this date over here. Then how are we going to work this over here and that over here? I got to find that warranty over here. I got to do this. If I'm answering emails all day for everybody else and doing in meetings, I'm not getting any work done. It's pointless. It's not profitable at all, especially when they're hour-long meetings or 2-hour longs. It's like, we didn't get anything covered. We didn't get anything established or done. Those two things, and those things, they drain all my energy. This doesn't drain my energy, but those things do. It's crazy. So do it for love, guys. Men, stop lying. Don't be afraid. The reason why, let's be honest. The reason why you are telling lies is because the truth you think will scare her away and you will be in trouble. Well, then get there. Do that. You're not going to, what do you think you're going to do? Melt? Are you going to disintegrate? What's going to happen? What's the worst that's going to happen? She gets mad. Okay, cool. And think about it. Let's say I invest in this. I let her know. You invested in X, Y, and Z, right? You're thinking that she's thinking, right? You're thinking that she's thinking. You're thinking that they're thinking. That's the problem. Stop thinking that they're thinking. Stop that right there. Once you stop that, then things go a little bit easier. You're thinking that she's thinking, well, oh, here's another thing that they're doing. This is not going to work again, blah, 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 blah. But understand where she's coming from and understand the dynamic of a woman. Understand the dynamic of your particular woman, right? I'm a go-getter. My woman is not a go-getter. She's not a hustler by any means at all. Zero. There's zero hustle in my lady. It is all pleasure. It is all comfort. It is 100%. She is a woman. She's a woman's woman. Um. Anyway, yeah, I understand that. When we first got together, that bugged the heck out of me because I'm just like, my goodness, would you gonna sit on the couch all day long? Like, what the heck? Not really. I'm exaggerating. And so, do it for love. You're doing it because you're also lying because you don't actually believe in yourself. You don't believe in yourself that you can actually do it. So you're afraid. And there's a lot of people. I've talked to a lot of people. I know a lot of people personally that are afraid of success. They're afraid to actually make money. Straight up. My wife is afraid to make money because she's like, well, people are going to like look at us different. Yes, they will. They're going to judge us. Yes, they will. They're going to hate us. Yes. Yes, they will. They're going to ask for money. Yes, they will. They're going to think that we're better than everybody else. Yes, they are. Yes, they will. What do? You ignore them. Whose life are you living? Be the best. Fuck the rest. I'm out.